out. No, nobody will notice. Nobody knows this like a dead spot. Okay.
All right. That's good.
That's good. That's plenty. That's plenty of sample background. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the I Fuck Things Up podcast. Well, today it's just basically me and Deadpool. Everybody else had lives or like family things and like work. Like
bullshit.
Fucking losers. And so we figure we'd just catch up on the going around, like, kind of everything that's going on, the status of some of our projects. We were just talking in the green room just a minute ago, and there was like, shit, this is good stuff. We just need to hit the freaking record. We were talking about our,
tobacco,
how the tobacco's going. And I was like, well, and I was just posting pictures of like all the Petri dishes, the way that I'm starting my Petri dishes, and it's working great. And quite excited about that. We had a massive hailstorm a while back. It's been like maybe 10 days? And
a couple weeks.
Yeah, we had like 70, 80 mile an hour straight line winds. It tore down trees and ripped houses.
It opened a broom in your garden for other things.
Yes. Yeah, it did. It basically, the hail, we had 1.5 inch, 2 inch size hail. And but I tell you what, those little snap peas, they just do not like hail. They did not ever recover. So I got 2 rows that that are gonna go real well for tobacco.
Nice.
But they've already got they've had peas growing in them, so that's some extra nitrogen. I'll just till the whole damn thing under. But yeah, it's like everything's real hot. We're in the hot season now. The greenhouse is doing great. Everything's going great in the greenhouse. Got tons and tons of peppers, tons of tomatoes.
Did you end up growing? Did you end up building 2 greenhouses when they sent you the hardware for the first one?
No, I saved the hardware because I ended up going and buying all the stainless steel.
Right. So, but I thought they sent you a whole nother unit to replace that.
I would have fucking loved it if they'd done that, but no, they just shipped me like literally a giant bag with like 5 times the amount of bolts I needed. Like, I don't know if they just got like, because they're like generic size. They're basically 1/4 inch bolts. I don't know if they got a snow shovel and like a nylon bag, and then just like, well, fuck him for like saying he wants.
They got the gallon the ice fucking scoops. Like, give some of these, some of those.
Yeah, like, so I ended up I got like 28 end caps when I only needed 4, and then probably 7 pounds of like stainless or I guess Chinesium bolts. They look identical. They have the same identical markings as the ones I got, so they're probably the same shit. Just 1/4 inch stainless bolts, all about 3 inches long, 3.5 inches long. I've now got.
What are the bars like? Can you just go out and get another fucking set of bars cheap and then build your own using the hardware they gave you?
I think that I'm going to end up using these. These bolts are long enough to go through 2x4s, so I think I'm going to end up using
footer.
I already did that. It's on 4x4 footers. So it's got 4x4s all the way around it. That's the reason it didn't blow away in the wind, because the damn thing probably weighs at this point like 1,800, 2,000 pounds. Because I built it up on a base made out of 4x4s, and then I put 4x4s like in 2 holes, equidistant apart and down the middle, and then ran a 2x6 header like on the inside up against the bars on the top. So if it rained or anything, that they wouldn't sag and cause it to rip, So and also so I can hang plants off of the 2x6, like going down the middle. And then I framed out the doors with 2x4s and 1x2s. So it's got a 2x4 frame on the outs, just on the zipper, like just maybe 1/4 inch from the zipper. And then I just went on the other side, and I have this ridiculous staple gun made by Ryobi. It shoots like 2.5 inch staples, and just went all the way down. And so I sandwiched the material around the door in between. They basically built a frame for it, and so the zippers work super great now. They're not going to get twisted. They can't rip. They can't blow in the wind and flap or anything. Yeah, it should at this point last, a very long time, because the plastic is really thick. Like quite a bit. I'm very impressed with it. I mean, it survived that windstorm, and all it did was move it about 3 inches, which I just pushed it back. Like, I mean, while the ground was wet and it was still slippery, it was easy to move. Now that the ground's dry and it's like in place, it's not ever going to move again. It would require a tornado or something. But I'm very impressed with the thickness of the plastic. I don't know what it is in mills, but it is much thicker than those like heavy duty shower curtains.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
the ones that like the tarps they have in fucking Track Supply, the clear tarps.
Oh, yeah, it's thicker than that. It's pretty darn thick. It's maybe like 5 Ziploc bags. Yeah, probably about the same. Okay. Yeah, no, it's stiff and thick. It's not going anywhere. It's
back in the day, I made a greenhouse with fucking saran wrap. We made a PVC top and we just ran a saran wrap around the bars. And that motherfucker got 110 degrees in there. It was fucking, it worked perfect. But as soon as wintertime comes, it doesn't like, once it gets cold and the ice hits it, it basically turns into fucking paper. So you can go up there and touch it and you got to put your finger through the fucking plastic.
Well, I had the UV rays on it all summer too.
True, yeah.
So kind of broke down. This stuff is that UV treated, UV protected stuff. But I'm impressed with it. It's worked really well. It's for some reason the bees like to go in there to try to get to my tomatoes and peppers and plants that are growing.
That's good. They need to pollinate, right?
Then they get stuck, and then it's like every morning I have to go out there and basically garden hose out the bees because they get stuck up in the corners, because they just want to fly up. And so I just spray them down with a regular garden hose and make sure that the hose isn't hot, like the water coming out's just, well temperature. Spray them down and they wash outside and then they just fly. They get dry and fly off and get a drink at the same time. Right. But because if not, there'll be 25 bees stuck in the corner just sitting up there like, help me. But
normally they get pissed off when they get stuck. So they either die or they get too fucking hot and they just fucking pass the fuck out.
That's why I go in the morning when it's like nice and everything's covered in dew and it's nice and chilly still. Well, I mean like 70 degrees, I guess here will be chilly. But I've enjoyed it, man. Like I put my coffee plants are just doing ridiculous in the greenhouse.
Coffee plants?
Oh, I have coffee plants. I had them as house plants for a long time. Because they're a very attractive plant. It's a beautiful shrub with beautiful foliage. And they're kind of an understory plant, so they actually do really well as like an indoor plant. They're designed to be like animals eat the coffee beans, then like birds and stuff fly up in trees and poop them out, and they grow underneath like the understory of the rainforest.
Or that one show Bucket where the cats eat them and shit them out.
The civets, civet coffee's a fucking thing. Who wants to be how's that for a job description? What's your job? Well, basically,
I wipe shit off of coffee beans.
But I put my coffee plants out there, and everything's taken off. Man, my desert roses, the coffee, like I said, the coffee plants. What other weird shit I got? A whole bunch of. I had a fig, and the fig plant was about maybe 2 feet tall, and I hit it like I accidentally ran it over with a lawnmower, and because the lawn. Well, I love figs and I love fig plants, but I am still getting the hang of like the 0-turn lawnmower.
They do take a while to get used to,
especially when I didn't realize that I thought that the little rabbit and like the speed was the speed at which like the propellers were not going, not like
it's a motor
ground speed. Yeah. So I had it cranked all the fucking way up, and that commercial damn one goes like I think 15 miles an hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but at a 0-turn is like it feels like you're doing 50,
Right.
And
the wind in your hair, you're blowing it out behind you. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're real sensitive. You have to be very careful, like very sensitive with how you turn. And I was going real fast, and I just janked it a little to the right, and I ran it over. And I didn't hit it with the blades, but because I just ran it over with the side of the like discharge chute, but it was enough to snap the damn thing off at the ground. And
dude, those things are fucking heavy and sturdy as fuck. They will run over a fucking 2-inch tree.
Oh yeah, no, that thing is stupidly heavy. I tried to push it down the ramp, and if you don't, it's so heavy that it won't roll unless it's in like neutral. Yeah, it weighs a lot. I was really quite surprised.
It's so fucking small. It's basically the deck and the motor in your seat. It's not like a car where you might be able to lift up the back or something and move it around, or a golf cart. No, that's all motor.
It got high centered once, and I had to stop and get out. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, this thing's not that big. I'll reach down and grab part of the front and just lift it off." Fuck, that's not happening. No.
I'm a strong asshole, and my father had one, and I tried helping him because he tried doing a ditch, like going up and down on a ditch, and he went down there because it was so small, he bottomed out. So I had to go over there with the golf cart because I couldn't lift it out, and if I can't lift it out, it's pretty fucking heavy because I only had to get like 2 inches. Yeah, and it was fucking nuts.
I couldn't get it off of this just like this perfect rut. It was like a rut from when they moved some construction equipment in here to build the place, and it was just like a high centered on the rut. And I was like, I'll just lift it off the rut and put the tires like down at an angle that I'll be able to drive it off. Fuck no, that 54-inch like big wide commercial mower, no way, dude, no way. I had to get a 4x4, a 10-foot 4x4, and put it underneath the edge of it and use it like a lever. And even then, I'm hanging off the damn thing. And I'm like, I'm a big guy, and I barely got enough leverage to move this thing. It's got to weigh, 1,000 pounds.
Oh, it's a ton at least, dude. It's probably 1,200 pounds.
Yeah, it's really, 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 really heavy. But so I took that fig, and figs are retardedly easy to clone. Like so I take that fig, I ended up cutting it into like maybe 3-inch long pieces, and then wrapping them in a wet paper towel and pop them in the refrigerator for about 4 weeks, just to simulate a cold time. Then I took them out of the refrigerator and just stuck them in some wet potting soil, and they all just go. And so I turned the one fig I murdered into like a dozen figs, and all those figs are now in 12-inch pots. They're big enough to go into 12-inch pots, and then I'll put them out this next spring. Same thing with the roses, man. Roses, they have their own rooting hormone in them. So you could just buy roses at the store, have them there in a vase on your counter for, enjoy them for 3 or 4 days, then take them out,
cut them again, and clone them.
Yeah, cut the very bottom off, the part that was in contact with the water, maybe about 1.5 inches, 2 inches up off the bottom of the stem, and then cut the stem pieces into like 4-inch pieces. You can get 3 out of every rose, all the way up to the head.
You don't even have a flower. You're just basically taking the stem out and let it start over.
You take all the leaves. Yeah, you take all the freaking leaves off. You take everything off. You just cut them all off, and then just jab those bastards into potting soil. And then
like a grapevine. You're basically taking a piece of fucking stick and jabbing it in the soil. All right.
That's all you're doing. But you can enjoy these on your counter for a few days first. Then what I do is I take and I put them I literally just use a clear tote, and I just put the top. I wet the soil real good, put the top on the tote, the clear tote, and then set it somewhere not sunny. I put it under I have a table that you do all my potting stuff on, and I just put it under the table so it gets some like indirect sunlight, but no actual sunlight on it. And then you open the damn thing up, and I think I've got pictures. But and man, last time I did, I turned my wife's dozen white roses into like 42.
48.
Yeah, it was like, I think I've got pictures of that because it works so well. You got at least a 90% success rate, at least a 90% success rate for that. It's like. It feels like cheating, because it just works so well. Yeah, there you go. This is the last batch I did. I'll just post it on the podcast pics.
Nice.
Maybe.
All right, so here's what we can do. Let's go ahead. I'm starting to go through the topic requests. Now we can bust that shit out since we haven't had a show in a few weeks.
Yeah. But, so there's that picture of them all just growing like crazy. Dude, they're literally easy. That's it. Just put them in a clear tote and set it underneath just don't let it dry out, set it underneath somewhere shady. They can do it under.
You don't have any holes?
No, no holes at all. No holes at all. I just unmodded. It's an unmodded tote. You want it to be a big greenhouse, basically.
Can these things stay outside in wintertime?
Roses
after they grow. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure.
They're just regular roses. They're perfectly where you're at. They do exceptionally well, because they really like that dormant period. Here, I have to trim them back to almost fucking nothing during our quote winter, so that I can simulate them getting like the top kill back from the dormant period of the freeze, so then they'll regrow again. But their life cycle in the south is not nearly as long as it up where you're at.
Gotcha.
You'll get bigger. Yeah, you'll get much bigger roses overall, and a much more healthy plant than I'll ever have.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just it's free plants. It's free plants. I can't beat it. All right, let's look at this topic request. Let's see what we got.
All right, I got one already. All right, so this one's from Johnny J. This is all the way back from the end of, basically the beginning of March. He wants us to go over, it's a request to better isolate a strain and preserve genetics. So,
okay.
You go first. How you want to do? You want to do preserving, and I'll do isolating, or
you do the Castanelli version of preserving, so you do it better than I do. Right. What when it comes to let's start from the very beginning.
Let's start from
that's what I'm saying. I was about to say let's start from the very beginning. So let's say I have a whole bunch of plates that are real nice, and I'm going to rub them with the Z shape back and forth with my spore, and I usually do 4 or 5 plates to a spore swab. And that seems to work out pretty good for me. On the last plate, I might jab the end of the swab.
Give it a good old stabbing.
Yeah, just give it a big old stabbing. Now, I've found within like 36 hours, you could, if you have the plate, you tilt it a little bit, you can start to see where it looks like.
If they're fresh spores. If they're fresh spores. If they aren't fresh and you've had them sitting on a shelf for 6 months to a year, I've had spores sit around for a couple years, but they might take up to a couple weeks to germinate. But if they're fresh, you'll see it within a couple days.
Yeah, I've actually got pictures of that, of what we're talking about right now, of the spores germinating on a plate. Like if people haven't paid enough attention, like close enough attention, because it's very subtle. You have to flash the light at it and hold it kind of at an oblique angle.
Actually, or get a light directly underneath the plate.
Yeah, underneath the plate's real easy to see. But I tend to make pretty dark colored agar, just because I like the dark. I guess I like the darker colored agar because it really makes mycelium pop. So I'll go in, and once they start looking good, I leave them alone. And what if I got a whole plate? Let's see a plate that I have swabbed, so we can start there and show people what I mean by looking for a group of mycelium that's working together. Right, is what I'm usually looking for. So I don't want it to be competing like a motherfucker and fighting each other and fighting themselves and everybody arguing.
So you're looking for actual sectors. You can actually see them already. Is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I usually let my plates go longer than probably a lot of people. I kind of tend to leave them the hell alone until they become super furry, And I do that.
Plus the first couple plates, it doesn't even matter. It might look like you have one sector. You do not.
Yeah, you don't.
You know, and anything we do, and for no matter what we're doing right now in the beginning, it doesn't matter because we still need to grow it out to know what the fuck we have. Because if we don't grow it out, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so here's an example of a swabbed plate, all right, that I have let go for a long goddamn time. And here's another example that I just leave it alone. Stop playing with it. Don't rub your dick on it. Don't do anything like that. And now, and I just put that in the FAFO podcast pics.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I leave them alone until they're like this. Now you could clearly see in that last picture that there is basically
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 distinguishable sectors that are not even close to being monocultures.
No, but they're strong.
Yes,
strong
like
bull. Yeah, and I want those, and that's why you'll see a lot of my when I'm cutting. I don't use the weird little punches, but they look really cool. That's when I'm cutting. I actually use like a scalpel, and I'll make little, triangle type cuts because I want to get
all these newfangled tools that people are selling for plates and stuff. They mean absolutely nothing. They are only for show.
Yeah. I want to catch that leading edge, and you can see here in the next picture of what parts I actually chose. So this next picture is the picture of the same plate, and those are the parts that I actually chose.
Oh, you bastard! I was editing it right now and marking the sectors on a plate. You son of a bitch!
But those are the pictures. Those are the sectors that I chose, in order to isolate with. And now, when I take and actually, there's the results of that right here. And that's the results of that isolation. But or not really. It's not really an isolation, but that was the first round results from that. Is that what I do is I take the part that I cut out and I flip it upside down onto the next plate. I've seen people put it right side up. It doesn't really matter. I've found it works better for me to just flip it upside down onto the plate. Right? Like, it just works really well for me that way. I don't have a reason. There's no science behind it. It's just really fucking easy to just yeet it onto a plate upside down. Here is another example of starting from spore. Same kind of thing. Yeah, you could, the parts that you marked there, Deadpool, are fucking fantastic. So all those parts would have worked great too. This is another one that started from spore that I let go for quite a while. Now, if you see the stuff that's the real thick, ropey parts, those parts, I will actually pluck them off.
Like I said, it's aerial mycelium. That's just asking to be plucked.
Yeah, I literally just pluck that off with a pair of tweezers. I take these tweezers and I sharpen them. And then I just literally just yoink that exact piece off, and I put that tiny little bit to a new plate. This is what I mean by I put them on upside down.
You just mean like you just mean mycelium down?
Yeah, I put them mycelium down. And see, they get fuzzy all over, and then they just go boom. They shoot out on either side, and it seems that
it's basically consolidating on the agar wedge. It's going to go up and around that whole thing, so it's going to stay on the surface it's on and then spread out usually afterwards.
Here's a pic. Let me see. Here's a set of pictures of what I mean by you can see the germination on the plates. I'm pretty neurotic about taking pictures, so I spend a little bit of time to try to get the perfect pictures. But you can kind of see that how the path of the swab has gone over the plate, and you can kind of see it kind of looks like there's something there, right? It's a little furry. And that's how you can kind of see the boom. Another thing to tell is that if it starts colonizing real fast, is that in my experience that you'll start getting a little bit of condensation on the inside lid, and that's because these little bastards put out some freaking heat. They'll put out some body heat.
That's why you can't store bags touching each other. That's why you can't store bags on a shelf touching each other, because they will literally burn each other out.
Yeah. Here's a example of a plug-in aerial mycelium. So we'll just do a photo step by step of which ones I selected, how I did it, and there we go. I found that if you were able to spend a little extra time and let it go for a while till it turns to aerial mycelium, and then pluck that exact little piece you want off of there, you can skip a lot of transfers.
Right? Yeah. You probably only have like three sectors on a whole plate usually when you do that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you can skip trying to. You're leaving, because it's reaching up there in the air, you're leaving behind a lot of possible contamination, and it just goes fast, and then it'll colonize a lot faster for you as well. So that's about for isolating.
Well, hold on. We got to make sure they know. I mean, that if you're isolating, what we've done right now, this is still all fucking lottery. We might have that might there. It looks like a great plate, and we might put that on a fucking in a bag. You know, and we might grow the grain out, and grain's going to go perfect, but that does not guarantee that we will produce fruit on that bag. Not every fucking strain, and not every combo that you do is going to fruit. Your best bet is to do what we're doing here. Do all these plates, and then take each one. And to be honest, if I'm starting from spore, I don't go this route. I do BRF, because instead of doing the plates, the BRF, you're going to get all those plates, but instead of having the sectors on the plates, you're going to have different mushrooms off the cake. So now you're taking each pheno off the cake, cloning that pheno tissue onto a plate, and that's how you get your monoculture that way. So they're the same, they're different, but same. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I like your ways, because your way, at least you're guaranteeing that what you're growing is going to be a mushroom. Like at this point, it could just. I have an example of one that's absolutely beautiful on agar, but it won't do a fucking thing. It doesn't produce jack fucking shit.
It'll make pretty plates all day long, but it won't produce one fucking fruit.
All day long, this bastard will make just gorgeous plates, like picture worthy beautiful plates. It's this Tek ghost right fucking here. I had a Tek ghost right here. It's this orange plate right here. It makes this beautiful plates. It's super risery looking. It looks great. None of the sectors of that make fruit. Nothing on that fucking thing makes a goddamn fruit. It will colonize like a motherfucker. You can scratch it, play with it, cool it down, heat it up, spray it, try to choke it out. You can do anything you want to try to make case it, not case it, anything you want, and it's just the whole thing's gonna turn to just growth everywhere, rhizal growth everywhere. It won't make a single fucking mushroom, no matter what I've done to it. I've tried the bubble wrap method, where you just put bubble wrap down on the surface to try to make a super awesome microclimate. Nothing. Won't do shit. I fucked this whole that thing up. I should have got. I threw away the plates like from 5 steps before. So if I'd have gone back to 5 steps before this step, I'd have probably had a fruiting plate. But I literally isolated myself out of tacos.
That's Farrell doing exactly what I said we don't want you to do.
Yeah,
because a lot of people nowadays, it's all about how your shit looks. Rhizomorphic, tomatos. Okay, they look great on plates, but even tomatos, that nice, beautiful, white, fucking snowy plate is just as good as that rhizomorphic. But either way, My best grows ever have not been rhizo. This is all about people's eyes. They want the plate to show on Instagram, and they're gonna do what you just did with that plate. I've done it myself. I did the same thing, except mine was Jedi Mindfuck. I grew it out. It was sent to me as an isolation, and I just kept growing it. I kept growing it, and I kept growing it, and never once did I get a fucking fruit. I must have tried it 20 fucking times. You know, remember, I was doing like 43 strains at a time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but I just kept growing this fucking bag. I'm like, well, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And then finally, I just said, fuck this. And then, you know, I didn't do anything. And then I come to find out the person never grew it. And it was just an isolated fucking plate. So it's like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So don't isolate yourself out of fruit.
That's what I did. I kept trying to make prettier and prettier and prettier fucking plates instead of just.
Well, you were selling plates at the time, so that was important. Like
well,
I said,
I was selling agar, like all sorts of different colors of agar and all sorts of cool stuff. So people wanted to see that, hey, does your agar work? And I'm like, yeah, it fucking works. It's beautiful. And they'd want to see that shit. And so I made a bunch of it to show. And
I remember your Michigan plates. Those are pretty fucking nice.
Those were pretty cool. Here's one of those. This one was this was my well, you don't like the word, but be positive. When you're talking about like
comatose like a motherfucker, that looks beautiful.
And that son of a bitch is a producing motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, and it was the coolest looking. It just flows over everything like white paint. And it really, really, really produced it. Like, just absolutely fantastic. Super uniform fruit, just absolute shitloads of them. And that was a great strain. I really enjoyed it. So you can get the rhizo, you can get that cool tomatose looking stuff. Both of them will produce mushrooms. It's just everybody likes the rhizo because throwing ropes. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. But you know what? It's all like I say, it's fucking buzzwords. Fucking people have a platform and they start using these words, and then because people are watching you or listening to us, you know, I would hate to lead someone down a road like that because it means nothing. I mean, for anybody that's done growing more than a couple years, you know, or more, or even strain to strain, the plates are gonna look different. You know, you can't tell what it's gonna be. It's a lottery. Everything needs to be grown out, and then you isolate from there.
Yeah. Did you ever have that one strain that was like your fucking what you could never get to grow? Like everything you did, it was just that one strain that sucked ass, right?
Jedi Mindfuck. Fuck that thing.
For me, it was Jack Frost. I got a bad ISO, or a bad swab from somebody we used to know of Jack Frost, and no matter what I did to it, it would it was bad. I've got some pretty hilarious pictures of attempting to, because this jackass would send me oh no man, I'm sorry man, here's another swab. Here's another swab.
We're talking about street.
Here's another swab. He kept sending me swabs that I swear to God came from his fucking asshole. Because look at just some of the amazing shit that grew, like from his Jack Frost, and it was one of those.
That's classic right there. Man.
Yeah, and that was like over and over and over and over and over. And it was just like, you know what? Just stop sending me shit. We're done. Like, I don't want to play Jack Frost anymore. Here's a
the same person sent me those same fucking 6 gourmet cultures like 5 times, and he was spending like $15 to send it to me. But then he was taking the culture out of the same fucking jar. Each time I'd say I need more. Okay, I'll just make him another vial. Pull it out of the fucking jar, put it in there, Same bullshit. And
the jar of fucking swamp water or whatever the fuck it was.
The jar of hooker blood and filth. And it's like, wow.
Yeah. You got some amazing gonorrhea growing there, son.
Right?
But like, oh my God, like just it was. I have still to this day not successfully grown a Jack Frost, and that's just because what I started with was just trash.
Right. Then it's in your head. It's all mind games.
Yeah,
I'm fucking with you at that point.
And now it's like I don't know if I can. Can I? Can we do this? But yeah, no, it's yeah. I don't think so. Yeah, so those really nasty cultures I got from that guy. He was sending you just the same shit out of the same vial.
Yeah, over and over and over again. What's that, Trimmy? Yeah, fucking T just fucking texted me. He's like, Sparrow posting semen plates again.
Yeah. That I mean, I even tried putting that on antibiotic agar, and oh man, just nothing would fix it. Nothing would. Now, did you see where you can't even get antibiotics anymore? Like we did for the antibiotic agar? You can't even get.
You can use aquarium shit.
You don't want to get that anymore without a prescription.
Really?
What do we need a prescription for?
Oh, he's alive.
There he is.
But yeah, no, they
doing this tonight. I was out on the town, man.
It's okay.
Well, yeah, it's been weeks, and then Farrell's like, "Hey, I'm here."
Well, I sent you my schedule, but my schedule was all screwed up.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we're going through topic requests. So we're working on isolating, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit up with long-term storage, and then we'll find some more questions. But basically, we've just been talking about going through plays for spores.
Okay, and we're isolating right now.
Yeah,
correct.
So once you've gotten something that you liked and looks pretty, and then once you get it into substrate and grow it, pick your best, most uniform mushroom, and then you can clone from there, and then you much cloning.
Also, not it depends on what you want. If you're a newbie, if you're a new grower, you want the big uns. You want the fucking massive dongs. You want to jerk these fuckers off. Then you're going for the biggest fruit.
Pictures on Instagram.
Yes, exactly. You want what we call the Instagram shots.
Don't put your pictures on social media.
All right. Now, also,
metaphorically, of course, metaphorically.
Yes, but then you also have what Farrell said. Now you can go for ones that are uniform. Now, I myself, what I try to find, weirdos. I like clusters. I want to find clusters because when you do clusters, okay, the next grow, the clusters are going to be bigger. And you're going to get to a full tub faster than just taking big shots.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for the carpet versus a few great big ones.
Yeah, I want a canopy. I just don't want a fucking couple redwoods in that bitch. Because if someone were to ask you for an ounce and you handed them one mushroom, that person's going to be like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?"
Yeah.
Theoretically, hypothetically, metaphysically.
I'm kind of a weirdo, and I'm more of a hobbyist than a professional grower per se. I also like to clone like anything I see that's odd or not normal. I just love doing that. See what I get.
Wow. Mutants are awesome. If there's a mutant, I got one buddy out there right now who's got these that are they're popping out like toque, right? Except instead of having the hat like the toques have, the little white mycelium tops in the middle of the caps, that's where the gills are. On the top of the cap.
I've seen them. I've had some with inverted gills before.
Yeah, but he's grown it out a couple times, and they're coming back every time. So he might have a good isolation going on.
Cool. Yeah, mine was a one and done kind of thing, but I've had them. I've tried to get them to keep going. You never know. You never succeed at anything you don't try.
Right.
Yeah, but the whole cluster thing works really well for
yeah, mainly pick what you like, really. And
Yeah,
start
the
with
clusters work really well also for gourmet guys. The cluster thing works really well for gourmet. I'd like to give a shout out to basically Neglect Tech.
Yeah, that's me. Unmodded tubs, baby.
Neglect the Neglect Tech when it comes to agar dishes. That's where you fucking forget it until it produces a mushroom.
Oh, dude, I am good at
You
that.
get the plate pins.
Plate-
The
plate
plate pins.
pins are the
Oh, yeah.
best.
Yeah. Then you just clone that mushroom.
Yeah, see, you can
know,
save that one
it
right
wants
there.
to live. That sucker. If it
Right.
grows on a plate, it wants to live. Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, it'll be an aggressive little shit.
Dude, there's a lot of people now. That's how they grow. They will do 4 or 5 plates, not even plates. They're doing K cups, right? And they'll just leave them in there until they produce a pin, and then they'll use that one for their grows, which is smart. I mean, they're isolating out instead of wasting the grain and everything else. But that's not dumb. I mean, that's a smart way to go about it. You know, but you're not going to see any phenos or anything really. So I mean, you're going to get fruit, but you don't know what kind of fruit you're going to get. Because anything that mutates inside a plate, that's all environmental.
Yep. Good times were had by all. Ow.
I was sitting here looking for another example of a good cluster, but I don't.
I'm back.
Oh, you remember that video I used to have of that cluster? I don't know if I can find it. Let me look for it. You guys keep talking.
There's
Right.
a decent sized cluster.
Ooh, look at that.
That's a Pitts cluster.
I was going to say that looks like one of your bucket techs.
It is. And they were very large little fuckers. For even being in clusters, they were still quite large. But yeah, they worked out really well.
You might find this awesome is that I just put 3 totes on the shelf. They're 3 days into their 12-day colonization. I got Elephant Gate. I got Golden Teacher and Titties.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
So, yeah, I was able to get all those from what I had.
There's a pretty little cluster worth cloning.
Ooh,
that is nice.
Where'd you find that?
In my grow room. Where else would I find it?
I don't see any. I don't see any grain of that fucking thing. Let me see that thing.
I like it. I like how, to me, that's perfect because they're super uniform. It's a great cluster. They're all, roughly the same freaking size, which makes harvesting really, really freaking simple. To me, that right there is perfect to clone. That's what you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you can take one mushroom and get a monoculture, and then try isolating afterwards. But like I said, if you start with the cluster, your next grow you're going to have more clusters, and then you can hit the clusters that have the uniformity that you like, and then it's all down to time. Time and grows. You want to solidify your isolation because not only are you doing, you're getting the genetics so that they're growing the way you grow, so they like it. Mm-hmm. But it's exactly what you want for your needs instead of just hoping, like the old days 20 years ago when I'm shooting a fucking, 2 cc's into a jar of grain of fucking multi-spore and then reshooting that into a fucking a tote. You never know what you're going to get. You guys are spoiled today. You guys are fucking spoiled, just so you know.
I want to do a goddamn kiddie pool this fall. I think it'd be fun.
Dude, I've already got my kiddie pool. I've already got it. And I've got my jars. You want to know what's going in there? Take a guess. What the bucket?
Oh, that'll be a fun one.
Right? I'm doing what the bucket.
I have a wooden box that I was going to make a planter out of, but I can grow mushrooms in it too.
Yeah.
About 4x8, a full sheet of plywood work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna go up here and get like a giant load of freaking horse poo, and then mix it with straw, and then just do like 8-pound thing of grain, and just kind of mix it in there with the cultivator, and
with the cultivator. You mean
yeah,
the
it's like
rototiller?
well, yeah, but they're like smaller than rototillers. You know, like those small rototillers are called cultivators.
Yeah, they're for weeding in between the rows mostly.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And like the mantis, you know, like little tiny, like throw them around.
Yeah, they're normally like 2-stroke, little tiny guys.
Yeah, little guys.
So it's like an inverse weed whacker.
Kinda, yeah. Had
Yeah,
like
blade.
little claws on that spin really fast.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it to go more than like 3 inches in the soil or so, but it's perfectly good for breaking up clumps of shit, literally, in whatever you want it to. But I'm just gonna break all that up and then throw the grain on top and then put a tarp over the damn thing and bungee the tarp down and then open it up in a couple of weeks and see what happened.
Right. Well, listen to this shit. I went ahead and got fucking for the tobacco. Now we're jumping off topic for a second, but because you brought that up with the fucking, I put cardboard down over top of my grow beds, right? Yeah. And tobacco. I put rocks on the edges, and those motherfucking weeds have lifted and grown through the cardboard.
It happens.
Wow.
You do know tobacco seeds need light for germination, correct?
Oh, he's talking about getting his beds ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We already talked quite a bit about tobacco at the very beginning.
I was late on the tobacco episode too.
Well, to catch it up is that I've got like 36 petri dishes full of tobacco seeds that are all sprouting pretty happy. So
I finally found my seeds. I need to hurry up and get caught up with you guys.
Yeah, they're a few days away from being plucked and put into plugs, but I'm gonna do like a fuckload of plugs. Probably 300 plugs.
Are you sure you're out of the frost zone yet, Trimmy?
No, there's literally still snow on the ground outside.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that? You sent the pictures of like it's like I was like, are we back in February again? Like what the?
It was just a freaking weird spring blizzard.
I'm like, it's practically June.
It was 70 degrees the day before that hit.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that would be apocalyptic here. Like there'd be people like sacrificing their children.
Yeah, some Canucks sneezed and sent the weather down here. That's what happened.
The butterfly effect. It probably has something to do with the fucking all the fucking wildfires in Canada right now. I bet that has something to do with it.
I wouldn't doubt that.
It could be because we are full of Canadian wildlife here right now. Stuff we don't normally see. There's been bears and packs of freaking coyotes and everything around here lately. It's weird.
Get your fucking hockey sticks out. Get your hockey sticks out.
Eat them. Eat the bears.
My buddy got chased by some today.
Nice.
By the coyotes or the bears?
You never run. I can see. Oh, okay, yeah. Dearly, you don't run for them either. You turn around, you make yourself look big. Because if they sense weakness, they'll be on you like raptors.
What's up? They hate that.
Yeah, he was complaining. One time I go in the fucking woods without a gun.
Yeah.
There is no reason to ever go to the woods without a gun. You don't even go in my backyard without a gun.
I don't go to the bathroom without a gun.
He just got a brand new brusher, the kind that the blades stick out the front so we can cut down trees and shit too.
Oh, okay.
And he's making 4-wheeler trails on his property, and he got stuck.
Oops.
Yeah, so he's walking out and all the fun ensued. Then he calls me, is like, "Hey, can you come help me get unstuck tomorrow?"
Maybe.
He has a brand new skidder and a brand new brusher. I'm gonna go help him because I'll be borrowing that. Yes, sir.
I would love to have one of those forestry mulchers.
This brusher is like a hybrid between a brusher and a forestry mulcher. I've never seen anything like it. It's got a tree pusher on it, and the blades actually come out the front a little bit so you can cut trees off with it.
Oh, okay. I've seen them, and they suck everything in real fast, and then they just like splinter it and throw it fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
So
those.
it's like a combination one or something. I've never seen anything like it.
I've seen them on YouTube. They work with a lower flow rate on the high, so you don't need like the 70 or 100 gallon a minute flow rate with the like you need with the forestry mulcher. But they'll work with the. You can even put some of those on 45 and up horsepower tractors on the front if you have skid steers quick.
Yeah. I asked him, I said, what made you buy that? He said, well, it was either that or a new truck, and this was 70,000 or 30,000 cheaper than the new truck at 70,000. So I got that. He said, okay.
Dude, the cost of everything has gotten fucking ridiculous. Like ridiculous.
They're trying to make farming illegal. It's in New York right now. There are literally they're putting into effect your gardens and shit can only be so big.
Oh, yeah, did you see where they tried to? Did you see that that FEMA wanted people to register their gardens?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Keep asking, partner.
No, but there was a big push this last summer. They were
I believe that they asked, but I also find it comical that they think somebody's actually going to comply with that.
Like somebody that's going to spend the time to make their own fucking food is certainly going to register it so that in the times of need, when you actually need to make your own food.
Yeah, if they don't come to my house to try to take my food, they're getting fucking shot in the head.
Leave my victory garden the fuck alone is all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, actually, no. Please come on by. I need some more fucking fertilizer. It's fucking...
I want some free military hardware.
Right?
Speaking of free, my farmer buddy.
Okay.
Militman?
He's like, how many truckloads of cow poop can I interest you in? Like,
okay,
nice.
You're going to want to be careful.
Please come get it. And I was like, no, thanks.
You need to be super careful with that. Because for mushrooms, it's fine. But if they've used Grazon, which almost everybody's fucking using it right now, and Dicamba. So Grazon and Dicamba, if you use, they're persistent systemic herbicides. And what happens is they don't hurt the cow. They pass right through it. It's not even metabolized in animals. So you can eat it all you want. You could probably fucking mix it with your goddamn cornflakes. It's not going to fuck you up.
Plants and eat it up. And
your garden won't
10 fucking years. 10 fucking years. It's persistent in the ground for 10 years. So if let's say you get horse poo, okay, and it's in the hay, and the horse eats the hay, the horse poops it out unfucking changed in the hay. You put that poo in your fucking garden, and it kills your goddamn ground for 10 fucking years. 10 years. Wow. You can only grow grass. You can grow corn. Corn's a grass. You can grow wheat. Wheat's a grass. But you can't grow anything else except for grass. That's why it's called Grazon. Oh, wow. I found a random jar full of liquid culture that actually looks good.
Yeah.
Huh. Send it.
All right, back on topic. All right, we talked about starting from the spores. I'm going to go the same route, but I'm going to tell you about the PF Tek. All right, basically what PF Tek is you're going to use a multi-spore. Actually, you don't need to, but because we're talking about sectoring and isolating, we're going to use a multi-spore syringe. PF Tek is basically only vermiculite and brown rice flour. You mix those together and you form a cake in the jar. And then you go ahead and you rinse off the lid and then just put straight as vermiculite on top. It basically creates a filter. And then you close that jar up and you poke some holes on top. And you don't have the hydroscopic filter lids or anything because the vermiculite will keep anything from getting down. But that's why you're wiping the lids. But besides that, so what you're going to do with these is you're going to take your multi-spore syringes. Now you could easily make one with a print, some distilled water, and a syringe. You know, just use sterile tech, use common fucking sense. But you can put a half. You want to do like 4 holes in the lid. You're using a wide mouth jar. You need to use a wide mouth jar, or else the cake won't come out when you turn it upside down.
Yeah.
All right. So don't make that mistake. It's happened to me on accident once. But you'll put a half cc against the wall in all 4 holes. And then you're just going to put these on a fucking shelf for fucking 3 weeks. Not touch them. And they'll basically colonize completely. and then you're gonna this is basically broke boy tech like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna after they're fully colonized, then you're gonna give them another 10 days in the jar. All right, what they're doing is they're consolidating. They're making everything's gonna be fucking solid. You're gonna turn the jar upside down, tap it. You're gonna rinse it underwater. You're gonna put it, and then you're gonna roll it in vermiculite, and then you're gonna put it in a shotgun fruiting chamber. Now, basically, what you've done is you've taken what Farrell did with his plate, okay, because he's got a flow hood or anything like that, or even a still air box would still work. But now, without having any of that stuff for the beginner, you could use the syringe, create this cake. Now this cake has all the genetics that you've injected into it. Okay, so you're going to put this in a shotgun fruiting chamber. This cake will flush 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Each time it flushes out, you're going to get new phenos. Each flush. Okay, so if you see something you like, take it, grab it, and not only make a print, take a tissue sample. If you keep your fucking notes with one jar of PF Tek, you can do the same thing that Farrell does with about 20 fucking dishes, trying to get that out and growing out everything. But now you've consolidated all those grows into one cake,
and you've guaranteed it's going to fruit.
Yes, yeah. You're not hoping that you've got that pair. You haven't isolated yourself into a nice plate, a nice book, and what do you call that thing? A nice paperweight. That's basically what we could do. But yeah, I mean, look up the PF Tek. It's so simple. Even a caveman can do it. I mean, it's idiot proof. They don't. If your syringe is good and it's sterile, they do not go bad. And they will actually start to pin inside the jar, so that when you turn it upside down and you pop that fucking thing out of there, because you actually soak them in water between flushes to rehydrate them. And it's idiot proof, and you'll be able to get your isolations a lot like that easier. Instead of a lot of newbies don't have the plates, they don't want to pour their own agar, and I don't want to take it business away from my buds that sell plates and stuff. But people that are just starting out, this is by far the most idiot proof way to go about it. Or even just buy an MSS and you're set.
Yeah. But it's super cheap that way. But I mean, at least it's going to fucking work. Yeah, which works out really well.
You got anything to trim me? You got another way?
A better way than the standard?
Another way.
Nothing off the wall crazy like that, no. I mean, I guess yours isn't crazy, but I mean, just either PF Tek or put it on agar. That's my go-tos. Okay. Anything but throw it in grain. That's not the thing you want to do. Or Uncle Ben's, honestly. It's not a good way if you want to be successful in the long run. Yes, you might have short-term success, but not long-term.
Well, you know what I've decided to myself? I've been putting Uncle Ben's down since the beginning. Because I just think it's but I have my what?
Are you gonna fucking try it? Go for it. I'd love to see it.
Uncle Ben's work. It just doesn't have the success rate that you really want for long term. I mean,
well, the thing is, I mean, because I'm making it. Right, but I mean, the only reason I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Okay, I'm doing it because I'm making all these videos, and I'm doing videos in every tech. And a lot of new people think that Uncle Ben's is a shit. And I don't want to throw it under the bus if I've never tried it. I throw it under the bus now because I think it's ridiculous.
All right, now, are you doing short-term videos or long format videos? Because I have a suggestion for a video for you.
Go ahead. What is it?
But it would take you a while. You'd have to film it in pieces and then put it and edit it.
Oh yeah, no. I'm doing ones for like tubs right now. So I've got the.
I would say take like one decent sized spore syringe or swab or whatever you want. Divide it into equal pieces, and do every one of the techs all the way through to the end, and then show the results from each one. Like this is the success rate from this.
I think you'd do that on a fucking Patreon. I wouldn't do it on a fucking freebie fucking YouTube channel that would be
Yeah,
demonetized.
and starting with the exact same culture for every single one of them, so it's kind of an equal apples to apples comparison for people, so they can see it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just a thought.
You just put that on your OnlyFans.
Somebody's gonna have that on a video tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
probably. we already know who's gonna have that on the video tomorrow. Well,
it'll be half-assed, but yeah.
Well, yeah. But let's see. So we got the ice. Okay, now we'll go to long-term storage. That was the other one. I basically all I've ever really done for my long-term. I mean, I've done plates, slants, and Castanelli. So it's who wants to talk about what?
I've done plates. As long as they don't dry out, they last pretty damn good. Sometimes they're a little bit more difficult to wake up if they kind of run out of nutrients. But
do you make your plates thicker for long-term storage?
I always make my plates thick, so it works out.
Yeah, I mean, agar is cheap.
Yeah,
right.
But I've done slants as well with the popsicle stick.
Right.
But I'm more interested in the Castanelli version because it sounds like it's pretty much fucking contamination proof because there's nothing for the fucking contamination to eat, right?
Yeah, I mean it's basically just sterilized distilled water. As long as it doesn't have nutrients in the water or anything else, and you've done your due diligence with your plates to get the samples. Yeah, I mean, you basically fill these things up with water, whatever. You can use a slant tube or anything else, All you want is something with water in there. You're going to drop that piece of agar in there and seal it up. And this does not go in the fridge. All this is a floating piece of agar. Now, the one thing I've been meaning to test is I wanted to go ahead and put a couple pieces in a jar. So if I wanted to go back to it, I could take one piece out. But I started to think to myself that if I did that and they were touching each other, they would start to fuse together.
They would. They'd start trying because there'd be enough there that they'd try to grow. Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking that. So, but I'm thinking I'm getting ready to do a round now. Instead of doing these little circles that these people are trying to make these tools for, I mean, guys, you don't need to buy a fucking $18 fucking metal tool punch for your agar. You go to the fucking grocery store, you buy a bag of circus thick straws for $2. It'll give you 50 straws. All right. You cut those 50 straws into 4 pieces like Farrell's Roses, and you have 200 pieces. You will, and you still have not spent 1/20th the amount that you're going to spend for this fucking little hole punch that you're going to get off the fucking mycology page.
As long as you put your finger over the open end and then squeeze the sides, it just has a little bit of air pressure to pop out the end. So
you can do it like that, but normally, what I find when I do that with the straws, it just doesn't. It doesn't even come out. You're just circling. You're putting it in there. You're twisting. You're pulling out. That piece of agar is still in the plate. Okay, so you do all your circles, and then you come through with your fucking scalpel, pop, 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 pop. Nice and easy. Come right out. But yeah, I mean, but now I have these little containers, and they have what is it? 36 5mm tubes in each one. You could fill those with water. You put your fucking your samples in each jar, label it, and it's been. I'm trying to remember exact numbers here. It was like 90% success rates over like 15 years.
Wow.
So they were sitting on a shelf 15 years, room temperature, and they still were viable cultures. Now another thing that I've been thinking about these things is now I'm pretty sure when Paul Stamets or whoever else is doing this stuff now. I mean, I've been talking about this shit now for since one of our early episodes. I've been talking about this shit for years. But it's fucking. I mean, now everybody's talking about it, and everyone's doing it, which is great. Don't get me wrong; it's not my tech. That's why I tell people. But it's phenomenal. Who the fuck is whistling at me?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know what you're talking. That's my phone. That's how my notifications sound.
Oh, I was
That
gonna
was
say,
just
dude, your fucking bird's making some weird ass noises now.
incoming porn. But
Yeah.
I've done I've used my little vial method to store some stuff pretty effectively as well. But
You
What
mean
I
your centrifugal tubes?
what
yeah,
I like
Oh,
to
well,
do
yeah,
your
the vials.
your vials. Gotcha.
Yeah, the 20
what I
mil vials.
what I like to do is make one backup only of everything and put it in the most sketchy, ready to go out refrigerator I could find.
Well, I literally made a huge batch of the vials. Like, I probably got 250 full vials that are full of sterile liquid culture. That because I made a bunch of them because I was under the impression I was going to sell them, but then I became jaded and I hate people. So I've just got like 250 sterile 20 mil vials full of liquid culture, and they're still good. Like they're still sterile. They're still
Well, they're under vacuum. So unless you
yeah.
fuck up and fucking jam a fucking syringe in their barrel and suck the whole thing out like an idiot.
Yeah,
You know.
no, they're still good. I've used them for random. I've used a couple of them for just random shit recently, because I was like, hey, I wonder if that or this will grow, and yeah, it fucking grows. It's just kind of cool to be able to have sterile liquid culture 20 mil vials, like whenever the fuck you want them. Like you just reach over there, grab one, and throw something in it and see what happens.
Right.
I think it's cool.
Plus that liquid culture you're talking about. When I do slants, I fucking just let them sit, and once they because they will go bad eventually. But I find that if you make a jar of liquid culture, and then you inject that liquid culture on top of the slants, and then you put them away for like a week or two, they will actually start fuzzing up along the top of the slant or the plate that's long-term storage, and they'll come out of its hibernation. So it'll make it easier to get the shit out of there. Because normally when they dry up, sometimes, they get that paper thin shit and, they don't do nothing. But there's ways around everything, friends. Ways around everything.
Yeah, to rehydrate the stuff, what I've done is I've taken one of those vials, heat up the tip of the syringe and just burn a hole in the top of the freaking petri dish, and then squirted in like 3 or 4 or 5 mils of liquid culture. Then swish it around, just kind of like shake the disc a little bit, and then just sucked it back out and put it back in liquid culture. And it worked. Like it was alive. I was like, check it out. But
they do that now with regular distilled water. I think that's a slurry tech. When you they shoot the fucking water in on top of the agar, it loosens the agar. I mean the mycelium off the agar, and then you suck it up. That's you're basically making almost a liquid culture.
Yeah, I just have it in liquid culture because I wanted to see if it would grow again. There was a while there that people were doing like super thick liquid cultures. Is everybody still doing that one?
Yeah, the people have been asking me questions about putting their agar in the liquid culture. I mean, you can make it a little thicker. I mean, I think the only reason they do that is if they're taking that liquid culture and they're doing, like, I think Willie Michael has a tech like that where that's a slurry tech where he actually pours the liquid culture out onto the tub, mixes it up. Because it's a little bit thicker and stickier, it actually sticks to all the grain. So now the whole tub colonizes super fast. But your sterile tech needs to be on point because when it's like that and you start fucking around, it will be very easy to go bad.
The ones that I've seen are the liquid culture itself. The sterile liquid culture is thick.
They call it SSL.
Yeah, it's thick like that nectar shit they feed old people, like applesauce, like thick,
like Jello.
And, no, it's called.
They make some stuff you can put it in anything and it helps people swallow it. They have a hard time swallowing.
It's called nectar. Yeah, but it's
yeah. So do I.
I haven't figured out what the fuck to use it for.
I was planning on using it for mycology, but it didn't work.
I don't know if it would work, but because I think it's just cellulose. But they make like this thick liquid culture, and then they use that because I guess it coats the grain.
The most common way to make that is they added enough agar in there to thicken it, but not enough to make it solid. But it's a fine line, man. I've made it a couple times with jars of solid agar. Like, dang it! Like, well, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Or so thick you can't even shake it. It's like shaking up hair gel.
Yeah, you want it like 25% hair gel.
Yep.
That's a good way to put it.
Good times. Yeah, I finally decided that I wasn't good enough to make SSLC. I gave up on it. I should have stayed with it until I succeeded at it. But.
What would be another way to describe the thickness? It's like second money shot,
right? I'd say hand sanitizer thickness would be about optimal.
Second, but we're gonna go with second money shot. Because the first one, she's gonna chew it a little, but the second one, it's a little bit. It's not good enough. Not as much protein in it.
Did you say chew it a little? He said yes. All right. So, all right. Any other ways to go ahead and chew up your conversations with long-term storage? All right. Let me find another question here. Do anybody? You guys have been asked any questions lately? Instead of me searching.
I think we really knocked that motherfucker out of the freaking park. We really covered the shit out of that one.
As long as I wrangle you guys back fast, and I'll let you get carried away. We're okay. Right? But if I decide to take a little nap,
let's talk about something just random, just to piss Deadpool off.
Okay.
Well, I've already got the topic out. I'm good.
Well, you had another topic lined up for next, didn't you? You listed a couple.
It was long-term storage and isolating. So we've done them both already.
Damn, you guys are fucking efficient tonight.
We were.
Let's see. What else do we have here?
We did the tobacco one, and we've given our updates on the tobacco one. The one thing is that I'm going to be doing, like I said, like 400 plugs. So if yours don't pan out there, Trimmy, I'll be able to send you guys plugs in about a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My dog's down here. This dog is like attached to me, like hard. He's laying on top of my foot and complaining that it's not soft enough. Like he's like wiggle one way, wiggle the other. I'm like, what do you want me to do? It's on top of my house shoes. Like, I can't make them more soft. Would you like me to fluff them for you? But he's just very attached, which is great because it makes it really easy to train.
Yeah. Cool. Sick Vanessa.
No.
Get her.
It's funny because the wife was trying to take him outside to go potty, but she wasn't paying attention. She shut the door and it whacked him. And he was like, she's like, do you go potty? And tries to take him outside, and he's like, he'll run towards her and then stop. And then just sit there and sit down and stare at her while she's sitting in the doorway, like, no, I've seen this game. No, I'm not gonna. I don't trust you to let me through the door. So some call me HUD was sitting here. Love the latest podcast. Wait for the next one. Gardening, everything else you cover. I was wondering, can you hit up the topic of rabbit poo teas, black leaf molds, and molasses? Amazing stuff to start this year for his Canagrow. I guess it's some sort of special tea that makes weed grow. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, there's tons of shit. They have the green teas. They've got the rabbit teas. They've
Did
got
you say
the
something about
Pisces.
molasses in there? I've heard of using molasses.
Well, I've used molasses quite a bit. So, okay, when it comes to gardening, the reason that you're going to use a sugar source similar to molasses is you're going to just the same reason that we use liquid cultures to greatly increase the amount of life in your like liquid, like your tea. So if you're using and to appropriately make a like a tea, you want to use like an aeration system of some type. A lot of people use like an aquarium air pump and an air stone.
Bubbler.
Yeah, bubbler.
Yeah.
Just to keep it oxygenated because none of the good stuff that you want to grow grows in an anoxic environment. It is not good for your plants. You will grow basically.
You mean anaerobic?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anaerobic, yeah. Anoxic, anaerobic. Anoxic just means without oxygen. So,
What's anaerobic mean?
Also without oxygen. But you can have something that's aerobic that is involved with using a different type of gas. Not that I know of anything, and if you did, it would probably be an alien life form. But there's construction noises. I think my wife is putting together a treadmill. But so you make your teas. So what you normally do to make like the most basic of basic compost teas is you just take a handful of compost that works really well. You throw it in a bucket, you put a bubbler in there, and you pour in a couple of dollops of molasses or some other type of sugar. And then you put a bubbler on it for 24 hours, then you pour it on your plants. It's kind of the same way that you can, we've talked about in the past of growing morels by cloning them in some buttermilk mixture and then keeping that aerated, then pouring it wherever you want. It works very, very similar to that. So I imagine that rabbit poo is like what, a 1-1-1 fertilizer, basically. Black leaf mold, I'm not sure what that is. Probably somebody is selling regular fucking leaf mold or compost as special black leaf mold, kind of like how they sell garlic as black garlic. So it's probably some sort of scam. And molasses. You could do the same thing with rabbit shit or chicken shit, which is going to be really hot. Random handful of compost and a bubbler and a little bit of molasses. You don't have to use molasses. You can use brown sugar. You can use regular sugar. You can use maple fucking syrup. You can use any type of sugar source you want. You only need a little bit of it. A little bit of it goes a long way. In this instance, it's just a simple carbohydrate that is easily broken down by bacteria and fungi that are already in your compost, your donors, right? Or the poo. Other than that, I think that kind of covers that guy. What do we got here?
Yeah, I don't see any here. We got Blue was asking us to talk about tinctures again.
Okay.
I mean that's pretty much just
What'd you call me?
Would you call my mama?
I mean, you're basically just there's two ways to make them. You got the alcohol soluble and water soluble. So depending on what you want to do, a lot of people do both. They'll go ahead and run the alcohol, then they'll strain everything out, and then they'll run the water, and then they'll mix them together and evaporate it. And I mean, it's pretty simple. The more time you spend, the more goodies you're going to get in your concoction. And then obviously the more you go ahead and put in there and the longer you let it evaporate, you're going to have
I saw some fucking jackass talking about using gasoline. I encouraged him. Like, I was like...
Yeah, you need to put that on the oven to go ahead and really make sure you evaporate that down.
So what you do is you take yourself now. It's all about surface area, my friend. You need to take yourself a couple of balls of aluminum foil and wad them up real good, and then put it inside of a glass bowl. Pour your gasoline extraction over the top. Pop it in the microwave for about 10 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Make sure you got to put a little bit of aluminum foil in the gasoline. It helps.
That's what I'm saying.
And
You got to
also-
make an aluminum foil ball.
Yeah, for nucleation.
And also
Yeah.
a disclaimer before that comment.
Do not fucking do that, people. Gasoline is a good solvent, but it's not a solvent for anything you want to put in your body. Don't use gasoline.
No. Actually, there's only one solvent that I can think of that would be something you'd put in your body, and that's water. Okay.
Well, if you're making can of resin, like THC resin, I've seen people use the Rosinol lighter fluid to do their first extraction.
The most common one is butane for resin.
Yeah, I've seen that in the press before. Yeah.
Yeah, they take like a metal pipe.
Yep.
Cap off both ends, drill a little tiny hole in one end just big enough for the butane canister, and they put filters at the other end, and they just set it in a bowl. They just squirt one canister, pack it full of weed, of course. Squirt one canister after another of that butane through it, and it flows out into a pan. Then you set the pan outside. This is key. Actually, you do this outside.
Don't try to add logic. Let the sunlight do its work.
Yeah, you let it off gas because this is highly flammable. Don't smoke cigarettes while you're doing it.
Do not put it in the microwave. Do not.
Don't tell me what I can do.
Yeah,
I'll tell you guys a little story. I went to a music festival last summer, right? And some other guy that was in my body walking around hammered and fucked up on mushrooms and stuff. Going tent to tent, visiting people that he had never met before. And I get to this one tent. There's this guy with like these freaking arm sleeves on both arms, the burn sleeves. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting in the shade. And everybody's babying him. I sit with the guy and I'm bullshitting with him. And I was like, "What happened to me?" By the way, and after we got to know each other, he's like, "Well, I was extracting some weed with butane in my kitchen."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
On the stove, a gas stove. And it blew up.
Oh,
no! Really?
Did you get apparently
gas stoves have pilot lights in them?
No shit.
And he picks up the burning pan and tries to run out of his house with it.
Oh,
yeah.
Just spreads it all over himself.
Yeah. So
now,
he got the
I've used just the pilot light. Right on the burner that's on with the pilot light. On my old stove, it used to be the back burner. The back left burner would have a pilot light.
They don't even have pilot lights on gas stoves anymore. They have it. They have it in the oven part, but not on the burner.
Old ones still have it. New ones don't.
The old one did. My old fucking one did. And you could never leave anything on that fucking burner because it would just slowly get hotter and hotter, right? But that burner was like the perfect temperature to like temper chocolate and like temper stuff. Because you'd put like a bowl full of water on there, and then after a couple hours, that bowl is like hot, and then you'd put another bowl inside of it, like double boiler, and it was just the perfect fucking temperature for shit like that. Or one thing that they made that they don't make anymore was this big cover. This big metal cover that would go over the top of your stove, and it was probably about a foot tall. And you could put your loaves of breads on the other, like across the top of your stove, and then put the cover on, and it would catch the heat from that one pilot light. And
toaster?
No, it would just provide the appropriate heat for your bread to rise like crazy. And I'd never had prettier loaves of bread than I did when I was living there, and was able to use that to raise the bread.
So it's like a cure oven.
I don't want to age myself, but when I was a kid, there used to be this TV show called Unsolved Mysteries on TV all the
time. Yes. I loved Unsolved Mysteries.
You reminded me of this episode where there's this old guy. He was the town like bum or whatever. Nobody really cared about him, right? Lived in an old shack. And he passed away one day, and he had no relatives, no family. And they went in there and they checked this guy out. And he had a ritual. Every day he would get up and he would open up a can of soup. And he had his stove just propped open like for cleaning. So the pilot lights were exposed. And he would set this can of soup on the pilot light. And he'd go about his day and he'd come home and he'd have lunch. The soup would be warm. He didn't want to turn the stove on and waste the money, right? They decided to tear this guy's house down, and his walls were packed full of money. The guy had never spent $1 his whole life, and they were looking for any relative that he had on that episode. I'm like, that's crazy.
Unsolved mysteries.
Oh,
You hear that?
I was like, what the fuck is going on for a second?
I thought somebody was like throwing shit around your house for a second.
Farrell's getting raided. Farrell's getting raided.
I don't have anything worth raiding. I have some tobacco seeds and
They're taking all his tobacco.
Well, that is the T at ATF.
it is the fucking ATF. My dog's 6 weeks old, or like I guess 6.5 weeks old. They shoot the fucking dog. Jesus Christ!
You know what's crazy is ATF: alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. There's only one letter that they should be the firearms department because they don't give a fuck about the other two.
They really don't. Well, nothing else is really like in Texas really enforceable. It's perfectly legal to distill your own alcohol for personal consumption in Texas. They just kind of, but it's still illegal federally. So they just kind of treat it like how a lot of the places treat, like, you know, growing your own weed. Like, if it's legal where you're growing it, that's fine, but you're not supposed to grow like an entire goddamn grow house or a gymnasium full of weed and start selling it or start selling concentrates. But if you want to just make it for yourself, they don't really give a shit. They just come and take your crap and that's it. Then when it comes to like tobacco, it's perfectly fine to grow tobacco for your own use or to give away to some friends, but not if you're going to start growing a goddamn gymnasium full of it and try to sell it, because it's the taxes. It's all about the taxes. They're just basically an arm of the fucking IRS. It's all about the taxes.
Don't try to keep money from Uncle Sam.
What I intend to do is I am going to grow some tobacco to make my own freaking cigars. I am going to use those cigars as bribes. Because
to the ATF?
No, just friends, like you'd use like a pack of beer, you know? Like I have a buddy who just had a baby. And I think it'd be really fucking cool to, like, you know, later this summer when everything's growing and everything great, or I guess this fall, is to go and give him some cigars for his, like, you know, for his
and then
baby.
Blow some smoke in the baby's face.
No, it'd be really fucking cool. Or then or give some cigars away to our listeners. You know, I'm not saying give 12 of them away at a time, but like, you know, 1 or 2 or whatever like that, you know, like to individuals. I think it'd be fucking cool. Or give them, you know, away to my wife's uncles and like stuff like that. It'd be fucking cool. And my friends like you guys, it'd be freaking awesome. Maybe we pool our resources.
That's the whole reason we're growing different strains, so we can go ahead and come up with different fucking mixtures, because everything tastes good, but some of these fucking mixes are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mine is way different than your guys. I only found the one pack. I don't know where my other packs are, but at least I got one. But every one of them are the same thing. So if anybody needs seeds, I got extra.
What do you got? Like, which ones are they?
TN86.
Ooh, I have TN90.
Yeah, that's a
Burley.
That's a Burley, yeah. Sorry, I just said it right before I did. Yeah, that's a Burley. That's a good one. It's very it's disease resistant, so you'll be going really good. It's diseased against the tobacco mosaic virus, so that works out really well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I ended up with 5 packets of it, but yeah.
Hey, yeah. It's gonna, like, you know, just trading stuff back and forth, man. We're just like we've got our own little, what do you call it? Like society.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really fun.
I've got more.
I don't think
somewhere,
of us as
I know
society.
I bought Turkish and a bunch of others also, but I don't know where I'd give them.
I think it was more of a cabal.
Okay. we got our own little cabal. But it's fun to trade stuff back and forth. There's camaraderie. Who doesn't like? I mean, everybody's used to receiving packages in the mail from like Amazon and shit, but it's different when you receive a package from a friend. You know?
Hey, Deadpool, guess what I got?
What's that?
You know those extra large freaking seasoning containers? You know, the big fuckers where you can shake your shit on? Huh? Like if you buy like Montreal steak seasoning, it comes in like the half-gallon big shaker jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of those, but I cut the label off of it, and I cut the label off my brand new Feral steak sock and taped
Too
it
late,
over.
motherfucker. I did it 2 years ago. Tell him, Farrell. I've got one of those Penzies fucking glass jugs. I did the same thing. The first time he set it out, I cut the fucking label off that fucking dead bag. So it's actually got the murdering fucking pig farmer.
And I covered it in, I carefully like pasted it on with clear packing tape. It's all fancy looking. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I could have just sent you a sticker if I knew you wanted one.
Well, no, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that the jug was properly labeled in case that was, I have like 5 million jug spices. So
now that like like Amazon and like the post office can fucking find me. You know what was the problem? So we had this lady that was in charge of our HOA. The lady who was.
You have an HOA, you fucker.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. Oh no.
So we had this lady that was in charge of our HOA. Basically says you can't run like a mechanic shop. Okay.
Well, I'm out.
What they don't want is a whole bunch of like shitty vehicles parked in front of your house.
Yeah,
right?
I'm out again.
Right but most of them can change their rules as they want. When you sign up for it, they could fuck you quick.
The vast majority of the people that live around me are the fire department that I'm on. So we're all buddies, and we intended to at the first HOA meeting, because HOA meeting hasn't even happened yet, the first one. But at the first HOA meeting, we intended to vote the HOA out of existence. But we're getting there. So the lady that was in charge of our fucking HOA was supposed to register literally the goddamn road that we're on, because it's a new road. Registered it to the wrong fucking city. We're talking a city like 24 miles away.
Is this the same fucking tars that were stealing your money that you're putting down for deposits?
This is the same tard that had lost that money. Yeah. But it all got unfucked. But anyway, something happened.
Yeah, she was trying to slow the mail down so she wouldn't get caught.
Something happened. She got in a fucking bunch of trouble, and now the HOA has been dissolved, and she's no longer even allowed like on this road. Like she can't come. She has a property here, but they're literally moving her property out. Like they're literally they're disassembling it and moving it. She's not allowed back here at all.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. She should be in jail.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but she's not allowed over this way at all. Which is great because like I don't have an HOA anymore, which is awesome. But the original HOA was only designed to like it had to be a newer home, so people couldn't like move like their 28-year-old fucking trailer out here. You couldn't live in an RV. You had to have like running water. If you could have a well or hooked to the water. You had to have power, so you could either have solar or actual power. But I mean, like it was designed to keep people from moving out here, living in a fucking like cardboard box, and then running a pig farm, right? Or running something like that. Well,
I'm out 3 times. God dang it! Next you can tell me I can't have chickens next.
Oh no, it was in the original paperwork that you could have like ungulates, animals, chickens, geese, ducks, turkeys, fucking horses, whatever the hell you wanted. There was just a thing about you couldn't have pigs, and which was ridiculous because there's like 4 of us that are out here now that we're like, we don't want to raise like pigs to like have a bunch of them. We want to buy a pig and feed it out and then eat it. You know, we're all homesteaders, like kind of like homesteaders, survivalists that are out here. So
you guys should do what they do where I'm from in my neck of the woods, the redneck part.
Fuck your cousin?
Well, I was waiting for something like that.
Now this is as a young man in Florida. Now, remember that I'm not. I don't live here now. This is where I'm from. But I'd say late spring, early summer, they go out and they set out pig traps, and they catch them. And they catch, if they catch a nice young one, they bring it back and they'll raise it up as a, turn it back into a domesticated pig, and then they use it to make their deer sausage and stuff in the fall.
See, that doesn't work so well now. You're old, buddy. Same me. So that what happened 20, 30 years ago is they have evolved. That was like 75 to 100 pig freaking generations ago. They no longer have the genetic ability to put on the fat.
Really?
We have caught them. We've wormed them. We've neutered them, and then tried to raise them. They just put on lean mass. They get big, like fucking massive, but they still have that European hump, and they still are narrow. They never put on bacon. They never put on fat. They don't store it at all. They require a lot more protein than a regular pig too. They require like 28% protein. Much less, and they start getting like weird deformities with their hooves and shit. They've evolved past that. They're their own fucking species.
Well, damn it.
These guys are pretty damn predatory. For being a pig, they're pretty damn predatory. Me and my wife were driving. We were just exploring. We're kind of out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. And so we're like, hey, where does that road go? Shit, I don't know. I've never been down there. Let's just drive. It's kind of like, remember like being back in the day and going for a Sunday drive? You know?
I used to do it every day of the week, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
back in the day.
It was a nice day. Like the high was like 80. But this was towards the evening, so it was probably 70, 75. Rolled the windows down and drove them onto these old, these long roads, pretty oak trees. You're driving underneath a nice canopy, and there were fucking pigs everywhere, all over the roads. These are old dirt roads that go nowhere. Like we never found another fucking house or settlement or anything. My wife's like, "You got a gun?" I was like, "I got the pistol." And I'm like, "You can't just lean out the fucking window and unload, honey." With our freaking luck, over the top of the next hill will be the goddamn sheriff department or the game warden, you know. But we're driving along at 30 miles an hour, and there's a herd of pigs running even with the truck next to us, and they were big, probably 250, 300, maybe 350 pounders. There was about 2 dozen of them, and her murder boner was acting up like a motherfucker. I had to put her door on child lock because I swear because I had to put her window on child lock because she was like, she was literally
hold my beer.
Yeah, she literally was going to roll down the window, lean out the window at the H&K, and just start blasting.
I remember as a kid, about every other old beat-up pickup truck had a bullet hole in the hood from where the guy had a scope and shot through his own hood.
Luckily, shooting the hood never happened to me, but a long fucking time ago, I put a 22-250 through the bed of my truck. Laying up on across the rail on the one side and shooting, and it was just, I didn't realize I was actually aiming slightly downhill and just right through the fucking top of the pickup bed, like on the rail on the top. It wasn't noticeable. I just pounded it flat and it was good.
Oh, it's a badge of honor for a redneck.
But I was shooting a coyote that was way the fuck out there. I was like, I swear to God, I hit it. It just stood there. So I racked another shell, lifted my head up, realized, fuck. Put my forearm underneath it, and then rested across it. Now that was enough height to miss the bed of the truck that time, and then I tagged it.
That sounds like back then, my old army buddy. He had a 9mm rifle, one of them little short fuckers.
Yeah.
He came to the unit one day and his hands all bandaged up. I'm like, what happened to you? He said, well, I was drinking a little bit. Usually his story started with that. I saw a coyote out there and I raised up and I shot and I saw blood spraying. I was like, yeah, I got him. And then I realized I shot my own finger out.
Oops.
Stupid gun was so short he had his finger over the barrel.
Well, this was back in the mid 90s when coyote was worth a lot. shit, I think it was 94, 95, or winter of 93, almost 94. And I was getting like $68 for a high mountain coyote fur. That's a lot of fucking money back then. Nowadays, that'd probably be close to $300. And especially to be like a kid, you know, and driving my piece of shit truck that I had to push the gas pedal 90 times to prime it enough to start. It was an old Ford F100. Yeah, F100. That I had literally just put together from parts from the junkyard. It had a red front, green bed. I used to have a red bed, but I was going up a logging trail. A tree fell over and just literally, like, hand to God, scraped the fucking bed off the back.
I used to.
How come when you start telling your old stories, you start talking like a fucking redneck? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. But I used to have a pickup that was multicolored. Everybody all called them a Palomino. Assholes.
It didn't have power steering. It was, stick shift. It was a great. I mean, once you got it warmed up and going, it was a great truck. I had a total of 17 cents in that fucking truck. 17 cents. But I don't even think I ever registered that truck. I drove it for forever.
We don't need no license.
Well, I mean, I drove it forever, but I mean, it's an ugly ass piece of shit truck, and it was basically invisible, right? Like, this is before they had automatic license plate runners and everything, right? And it was just absolutely invisible. Like, nobody even wanted to make eye contact with it. It was like cherry red up front, rusted fucking lime green fucking bed. It wasn't even the same. It wasn't even a Ford bed. It was like, I don't know, just whatever I could find. But yeah, I would just go to the junkyard and I'd trade them stuff for it was like a pick and pull type place, and the guy was real nice. And but I would be like, oh hey, I'll come help here. I'll go weed all the front, and I'll go, help clean up, and I'll pick up all this trash and stuff. Yeah. And then they'd be like, all right.
You guys will be happy to know that I have sat here and spent my entire paycheck while we were talking.
What the fuck did you buy? Jesus Christ.
I paid bills. I was so freaking far behind, man. I haven't had a paycheck in so long. Oh,
I just put the money to pay a mortgage into one account, and then paid a bunch of like bills with the rest of the account, and I just got paid, and now I'm down to like $90.
I'm just hoping they stop calling me every 5 minutes now that I paid some of the money that I owe these fuckers. Man, they're assholes when you owe them $1.
Well, my wife gets paid in a couple days, and then we'll be good.
I mean, do they think that I'm going to pay them faster if they call me 7 times a day?
No, but they want to remind you.
Oh.
They just want to make sure they don't forget. You know what I've realized? The only damn good thing that your buddy Biden's done is make it so that, like, if it's under $1,000 that you owe for any particular medical treatment, it doesn't show up on your credit, and they're not allowed to. It's not allowed to ding your fucking credit.
Huh.
So if you have like a $300 deductible. And you go to let's say you break your fucking arm, and your total hospital bill is $300 because you have a $300 deductible. Don't even fucking pay it. They can't. It's not going to show up on your credit. It can't ding your fucking credit.
And they can't deny you treatment the next time.
They can't deny you treatment the next time. And if you and the next time, because all right, I work in the healthcare industry, and I know the fucking prices are way overinflated. Next time you go, it's not like they're not already getting like $5,000 or $6,000 from the insurance company. But your portion of it's like $250 or $200 or $300. Fucking don't even pay it. Don't even worry about it. Don't do anything. Just roll on. It's not accumulative. It's not like once it gets to $1,000 it'll show up on your credit. It's per fucking incidence.
Well, I'm just going to tell Fearl said I don't have to pay you. And we're good.
Just don't.
Fuck you. Fix me. Yeah, fuck you and fix me.
They're not going to. I mean, they're already getting 10 times what they spent to fix your fucking arm or leg or give you the one bottle of fucking antibiotics or whatever. But your deductible's like, $100, $150. Don't even pay it. Just fucking let it roll. They'll eventually stop calling you in like a year or two. It doesn't affect your credit. And that's the only thing that would matter. So who cares? They can't affect your credit. It can't. Even if you owed $1 billion in fucking medical bills, there are certain things that it's not federally allowed to affect your ability to buy anymore. It doesn't show up on the credit when you're attempting to buy a house or you're attempting to buy a car. So it does not fucking matter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty much broke again, but it's a good kind of broke because I paid some bills. That feels good, sort of. No, it doesn't, honestly, but it kind of.
We paid some bills off, but the way it seems like every time we pay some shit off, the fucking wife decides she has a new project that's going to require us to take some money out.
Right. I got some good news recently.
What'd you do?
Well, my summer school started up and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, the workplace gossip person came to my room. Every workplace has one of those.
Oh, of course.
He's like, hey, watch the board meeting online tonight. We have a separate board of directors that votes on all our financial decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, why the hell do I want to watch that? He said, trust me, you want to watch it. There's some interesting stuff happening tonight. I was like, okay. So I watched it last night. And they voted to give all the teachers a $6,500 bonus.
What?
I'm like, what? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. Now, okay, wait, is that each
is half of that going to taxes?
Yeah, of course.
Each teacher gets $6,500 before tax.
I was like, it's not just $6,500 divided amongst all the teachers.
No, they said it was
like
a little over $1 million to give them everybody or something. But yeah,
nice. That's really nice of them because teachers are way underpaid for the amount of bullshit.
It wasn't nice. It's extra COVID money that they have to spend, and they found a loophole where they can give it to teachers.
Use it or lose it.
They had
to use it or they were going to lose it, right?
They have until the end of June to spend it. Yeah.
Fucking dicks. So it wasn't out of the goodness of their heart. It was a use it or lose it.
Oh, it almost didn't go because the board was going to give themselves the bonus also, but then they found out.
Are you fucking shitting me?
The financial lady's like, no, you cannot give yourself a bonus.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Oh, okay, that's cool. And they let us have it.
What do they think they are? A fucking bank or a fucking car company?
The problem is the type of people that want to be in power, the type of people that don't have your best interests in mind. Okay, that's just how it is. Like you, me, Deadpool, we don't want to be in any sort of leadership or power position. I mean, unless I'm emperor, okay. But
I'm curious. What did they make? I don't even know.
But the people that want to be in Congress or something like that, they don't have your best interests in mind. They want to just make sure they're okay. Look at every fucking president. They make a fuckload of money while they're being president. Look at the
all but one. All but one.
Yeah, Trump.
Trump's the only person that was fucking
left office poor, and then he came in.
When he left, than he did when he came in. Everybody else, I mean, look at that cunt Pelosi. I mean, how much money is... Listen, all right, first off, there's one easy way to fucking fix all the political shit. Put term limits. No, yeah, well, yeah, term limits. If you want to fucking be in office for life and fuck over your fucking country the whole time, we're the one letting them do it. We know they're doing it. Well, how else are you going to become a millionaire getting $100,000 a year?
Look at do you see how Rome used to do it? They would if you were a citizen of Rome, it was part of your duty to be available to be part of basically Congress at any time. So they would just basically draw fucking names, and you would have to work. It would be like calling for jury duty for that congressional session. And it was just random fucking people of all different educational levels, all different walks of life. This one might be a hooker. This one might be a fucking storekeep. That might be a gladiator. All different fucking people from all different walks of life. And they got to serve only for that like 6-week fucking period where they were in charge of shit. And then they had to go back to their regular lives. And then it worked because they didn't want to vote anything in that would fuck them in 6 weeks when they'd have to go back to their regular lives and live under the rules that they made. So,
Yep.
But now you've got this classist system where they don't live under the same fucking rules that they make.
Yeah, good enough for thee, but not for me, they say.
Yeah. Good enough for thee, but not for me. Yeah. That bullshit right there needs to stop. Excuse me.
Well, the only way it's going to happen?
Cocaine?
Civil War, baby.
Oh, I watched that fucking movie. All right.
It wasn't that
good. I had high hopes. For that fucking movie. But then it was like, all right, it should not have been called Civil War. It should have been called Random Picture Taker Lady in a war that happens to be in America, but could have been anywhere. Right? Like, it could have been anywhere. They could have done the same war and called it the Ukrainian fucking war or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was literally just about combat journalists and really badly self-aware versions of them that I've been around real combat journalists in fucking combat, and none of them were as nearly as retarded as those two young ladies. Or I guess, wait, there was only one of them young. How old was the blonde lady? She's got to be pushing 60. Right?
Like, yeah, that's a chick from fucking the original Spider-Man. She's fucking Interview with the Vampire lady. That girl from Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah. The one that was
30
like,
years old.
Yeah, I think if you look at her fucking pupils in Interview with the Vampire, she was hot as fuck. I don't care what you say. That girl was on shrooms or some shit.
You guys talk.
She was fucking 7 years old.
I have to get a refreshment. I'll be right back.
She's hot as fuck.
No. I'm not going to judge her for that.
Go for it. Yeah, it wasn't that. I had high hopes for that movie, and it just kind of let me down.
No, the only good part was where they had that one guy with the hole full of bodies.
Yeah,
that was the only realistic thing, and the people hanging from the bottom of the bridge.
Yeah, and then like the hole full of bodies. After the dude, she is solely responsible for the old dude's death in the car that was driving the car. Because spoiler alert, after he hit the motherfucker, the gun is laying right fucking there. They could have picked the goddamn gun up and shot the bad guy who was still recovering after being ran over. But no, they're pussies. So they let them kill their friend. Bastards. And then they deleted the picture of the dude. Well, like his entire life was about pictures, right? And then he would have been happy to be like have a picture of him, like his death rattle picture or whatever, and she fucking deleted it. So it's like, oh, he just never existed. Oh, I need a pic. I need that space for my next TikTok. Fuck you, whore.
Yeah, the movie wasn't that good. I thought it was gonna be a lot more realistic than just fucking,
The very end fight scene when they were going room to room to room to room, and then like actually attacking the freaking White House, that was actually pretty good tactics. They did very similar to what we did when we were in Iraq, like clearing and stuff. So I give that part like maybe 4 out of 5 stars. But that was the last what?
That was all of 5 minutes out of the whole movie.
5 minutes, yeah, maybe 5 minutes. The overall, I give it 1.2 out of 5 stars.
I'm back, bitches.
Yay!
I found something. I found a good snack. I'm running with it.
What do you got?
Pint of ice cream, something called salty caramel swirl.
Ooh, that's actually a good one. Is that Bluebell?
Kemp's brand.
Oh, you guys even have Bluebell up there?
We do.
Never heard of it.
Oh my God, son!
It's harder to find here, but we do. You can get it here.
Oh, it's everywhere. Gas stations everywhere here. But Bluebell is like if the Amish made ice cream on an industrial scale. Yeah, Bluebell's pretty fucking good. Yeah.
I don't know who bought this carton ice cream, but they're gonna have to buy another one because I'm gonna eat the fucker.
Yeah, that one's the salty caramel one's pretty damn good.
My
Bluebell
favorite
makes really
ice cream,
good
right?
salty caramel.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but everything else in life is going great. I worked a bazillion fucking hours.
Hey, you guys are pipe smokers, right?
Yes, sir.
No, not really. Occasionally, I'll have a cigar. I used to a long time ago enjoy a pipe now and then, but I don't know why I stopped. I don't know why. Because I mean, it's not like you inhale it a lot, you know. Like it was just rolling around your mouth with a fucking taste.
Right. Let's say you've been a poor fuck and you're a heavy cigarette smoker, but you've been smoking a pipe because that's all you had fucking money for.
Okay.
For about 2 months, out of a corncob pipe, and that fucker's starting to get so nasty that it tastes bitter when you smoke it from all the red.
You want to put a piece of plastic. You want to jam it in the end. Then you want to fill it with rock salt and ethanol. You want the ethanol to fill up. You don't want it to go over the sides because it'll fuck with the finish on the pipe.
What's a
and it'll actually right. Okay. Well, I mean, basically, it's going to suck all the toxins into the salt, and then when the alcohol evaporates out, you just dump everything out, and then you give it a good rinse, and then you go ahead and the mouthpiece. That one gets alcohol just to clean out all the tar.
Okay.
But then it'll be like brand new. You might want to go ahead and take a drill bit or a scalpel and scrape on the inside if you don't have the actual tool that actually fits in there and grinds the edges. That'll be the best way.
A screw works really well.
Thank you very much. Because it's starting to get bitter.
Like I use those deck screws to clean my wife's recreational pipe. Because it just seems like if I can push it in there and then heat it up just a little, all the tar kind of like melts a little bit, and I pull it out and it pulls it out like one big fucking plug. But
yeah, but he's been smoking cigarette butts.
No,
so basically,
I've been smoking actual tobacco, but it's like cigarette butts.
Yeah,
I was
smoking cigarette butts for a while too. You're right.
I would start vaping, bro. Like it's so much cheaper. I have my mod is $70. I have $70 in my mod.
My vape is full of DMT. I mean,
okay, well there you go. Well, but like I have like $70 in my fucking mod, and I got this what's it called? Geek Vape fucking mod. It's, as far as I'm concerned, probably one of the strongest fucking ones because this thing has been kicked by homeless people, fallen out of my pocket on a 911 call, ran over by the ambulance. It's fine. It's a beast. And two of the batteries, they're big batteries. What are they? 18650s? Yeah, 18650s. Last for like maybe 2 days, 3 days. And then I buy my juice from All About Vapor. Yeah, All About Vapor. I just had to look them up real quick. And I buy like 32 ounces at a time. And it costs me like $52 for 32 ounces of like 36 milligram nicotine. And whatever flavor I want, which is like a ridiculous amount of nicotine. But I don't want the salt nic, so I just get it like straight VG. I want mostly VG instead of PG. And the vegetable glycerin. And that 32 ounces lasts me maybe about 18 months.
A week?
Oh, Jesus.
It lasts me about 18 months. So it comes out to be in like maybe 17 cents. Like, you know.
Technically, I have enough supplies to make about 2 gallons of juice in my basement.
Yeah. So you just need to like get a different tank.
Back when I was into
it. You just need to get a different tank.
Because
I used to own like DMT tanks.
I was really big into it for a while.
You don't want to try to, I just try to clean out that DMT tank and roll with it.
I'll feel good all day.
You're like, woo!
What's nicotine? I never heard of it.
Never heard of her. Yeah. But vaping works really well for me. But you also have you rolled your own cigarettes before? That's worked when I was like super poor. I had that little machine that filled the tubes.
Mm-hmm. I got one.
That worked really well. But then
I even have an electric one that does it for me.
What kind of Jew magic is that?
Yes, sir. I can make a pack of cigarettes in under 3 minutes.
Oh man, I had one of those little crappy ones with the little stomper. And it was like plastic and that's what I had back. Like long, we're talking like
Santa Claus bought me mine a few years back.
Decades ago, long time ago. Well, I used to smoke, but I haven't smoked in a long time.
I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke any less either, though.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, I did. I vape nicotine. I like it. I've noticed that like the high VG, the non-PG one, but like the high VG, that I don't have any respiratory issues at all.
Yeah, it's less harsh on the chest.
I don't have all of my smell and taste and my ability to do cardio and all that shit came back, but it's been such a long time.
Excuse me.
You're not allowed to have dairy products. You can't digest it.
Your bird?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing a little fucking Pepto-Bismol afterwards couldn't take care of.
She's pissed at me because she gets to eat whatever I'm eating, and I'm not letting her have any. She's mad at me.
I don't think that given it. I never thought about that, but I guess they can, huh?
They can have very, very small amounts, but I'm not going to sit here and feed her ice cream.
I bet she'd like it because it's sweet.
Hell yeah.
She'd be like, what's this cold fruit shit? And then just like absolute explosive shit everywhere. Just absolute.
I'll give her one taste, and hopefully that'll make her leave me alone. That's it. No, it's not.
Yeah, right.
It's got salt and sugar in it. You just give it her bird.
It's like giving a dog. It's like giving dog a pepperoni off your pizza and hoping it's going to go away.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah, no.
Man, she ate like half of my banana the other day. Wow, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but she sure tore it up. But bananas are okay. That's her natural food.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have
a South American parrots.
Yeah, they're happy. They're happy critters. You can grow. Have you seen those little mini bananas they got in the grocery store now?
Yeah.
Those are actually very, very sweet. I bought a package of them because they were just happened to be on sale. They're made, by that horrible company Dole, which is one of the world's worst companies.
Well, they own like 70 or 80% of all the bananas in the world, don't they?
Yeah, more than that. But Dole is like their practices and how they treat their employees is like one of the worst in the fucking world. It makes like De Beers Diamond Mines look like a reasonable fucking company.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, they own like half of the country that they grow the bananas in, don't they?
Yeah, but they like literally have mercenaries that they hire. That they hire mercenaries, so they have like reasonable doubt, right? Mm-hmm. That it's their mercenaries running around and hanging people trying to steal bananas. It's
how desperate do you have to be to steal a banana?
Well, when you're getting paid 5 cents a fucking week, and you're the only employer for 100 miles, some things happen.
You fucking move. That's hey, look, I live in a fucking desert. I can't get water. You fucking move.
They supply you with housing and food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They pay you 5 cents a week, but it costs you 4.5 cents a week for your housing and food.
Oh, yeah. It's such a fucked up thing. It's literally just like it used to be, like in the old-timey mining industry stuff where they used to do that, or like company houses. Man, there was a whole
the company
song.
Store. Yep.
Yeah, this company store song.
You load 16 tons, and what do you get?
To the company store. Yeah. But
day older and deeper in debt.
Oh, dude, there's a YouTube cover of that. Have you heard it? Like that guy that's like, oh my god, this gentleman has like the deepest, fucking most rich voice.
Like that guy off of Mirror. What's that show where everybody sings and they get? Fuck, there was a kid on there that had a really deep voice and they made him sing Frosty the Snowman. Wasn't even a song he was there to sing, but they made him sing it anyway. He's like, I don't know the words.
How do you know the words to Frosty the fucking Snowman?
Exactly, especially when you're like an ultra bass. It's gotta be like your go-to.
Okay, so listen to this fucking dude. Oh, you stupid bastards. Old Spice body wash.
A poor man's made out of muscle and blood, and skin and bones. You got a mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load of 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and a deeper in debt.
Oh, he's in that fucking group with the 4 guys who's doing the beatbox the whole time.
No, this is the guy just by his damn self.
I can hear the other guys in the background.
That's him. I'll show you the video. That's all we can play without getting hit by a fucking copyright infringement. But it's this dude here. I'll show you the video. I'll put the video in the podcast.
Hey, how'd you like those pictures of you, Deadpool?
I like them.
I was working on it. You gotta ask it for just the right stuff. The last one was Deadpool snorting coke.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, you know what I found is that I have Adobe, and so I have the Adobe Firefly, right? That allows me to do all the different AI stuff. It won't let me do Deadpool because Deadpool is like I guess copyrighted. You know? Yeah.
The one I'm using is open source.
Yeah, but you know what it'll let me do? It'll let me do like a goddamn like all that random shit that I posted, all those random pictures I posted. My daughter was sitting on my lap, and I was like, "So what kind of weird shit do you want to see?" She's like, "A ducktopus," and so that was a ducktopus.
Yeah, this one does all that stuff. It has like no restrictions. You can show anything you want. You can have it take a celebrity and make them into uncompromising positions. Wherever you want, it does it all.
What's that one called?
Flu something or other. What the fuck was it called? God dang it. Flugel? I posted it in the other one. Let me look. Focus. FOOO with 3 O's. Focus.
Got it.
I'm gonna put the fucking the goddamn ducktopus. The ducktopus is gonna go up here.
But it's a weird program. It's like 6 gigabytes just to download it because it runs on your computer.
I can't imagine any of that would be spying on me when I'm doing anything.
Oh,
I don't know. This is all open source, so there's a chance that there's some spy shit in there. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna know about my cat porn.
Right.
I was honestly thinking about doing some feral stuff today, but I was gonna have my AI draw me a picture of real life feral kissing a horse on the mouth. I was gonna post it because I know what he looks like.
Horse French kissing.
I know what he looks like. So for the right amount of money, anybody out there, I'll let you know what feral looks like.
Yeah.
He's a sexy beast, and they say, the bidding starts now.
Yay!
Would you imagine? I would show your fucking picture if somebody gave me enough money, girl. I'm sorry.
God
I'd
damn
put
it.
your ass right underneath that fucking bus. Did anybody get the number of that bus that just ran my ass over? You'll say.
Right?
Did you download the free version?
There wasn't even a paid one that I saw.
It says you can upgrade to pro version.
Oh, I didn't even notice that part. I don't pay for anything.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm at the Focus site right now. Yeah,
I scrolled down the ways, and I went to the Get Focus for Windows, and you download it through it downloads what do you call them, like a RAR file or whatever? Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there's a run.bat you have to extract and run, and then it'll download itself. It's the big file.
Gotcha.
And then it runs as a web browser when you run it. So
interesting.
And your GPU should be good enough to do it at a decent speed too. It's got so many different options once you get it downloaded. It's crazy. I barely scratched the surface on it. I only made those first few, and I quit tinkering with it. So
let's see, Deadpool.
I'm not going to say
midget.
I'm not going to say I already asked it too, but for some reason it does not know what a vagina looks like. I'm telling you right now.
I'm sure. Hold on.
Shall we that or I didn't ask it correctly.
I bet you.
Because I tried to make it do Deadpool having sex with some different hookers while they were snorting blow off their asses and stuff, and it was messing up. It was showing me beautiful women, but it wouldn't show me the exact thing that I was asking for. But I'm new. I'm learning.
I got one of Deadpool riding a horse. How does this do with fucking a horse in the ass? Wait a second. The horse has 5 legs. Wait, is that a 5th leg or? Yep, it's got 5 legs.
You're not using Focus already, are you?
You can do it right on the site.
Oh, I didn't know you could do it on their site. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, for my thing, I put Deadpool, anal, midget, horse. Oh, it's the midget horse, not a midget and a horse. Nah, see? Deadpool, anal sex. With a midget. On a horse. There we go. Let's try that. Error. Get out of here with the error.
Huh.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find this son of a bitch. I'll put that exact same stuff into my home version. We'll see what we come up with.
So okay. Adobe won't let it do vaginas either, but it'll do weird shit. Like, okay, give me a prompt, except for Deadpool. It can't be Deadpool. Give me it.
How about Merc with a mouth?
What is it? A Merc?
Like mercenary, but short. Merc with a mouth.
Okay, mine's still loading. It takes a little bit.
Let's see here. It's probably gonna have a ginormous fucking mouth. It's probably gonna be. Well, that's pretty cool, actually. This is what it came up with.
Hey, this horse only has 4 legs. Interesting. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
It came up with a giraffe.
Okay, now what was I typing here? Deadpool, what now?
Deadpool having anal sex with a midget on a horse.
Anal sex. This is interesting. What it comes up with a midget on a horse. I'm gonna try it without any of the extra add-ons and see what comes up with default.
Oh, wait, hold on. I could probably. I'm gonna fix this.
It's just showing Deadpool on a horse. Where's the midget?
Right? It's giving you a midget horse, is what it's doing.
Oh wait, Deadpool having sex with himself on a horse.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, we need to work on this. We'll get there.
I've been meaning to watch some YouTube videos about the verbiage used when making these, because there's a way to go about fucking this shit. I guess when you have it on your own computer, it learns how you want it to do it. So you're basically training it.
Same horse almost.
Ah! Am I touching myself? Glorious. Yeah.
Let me click on advanced and see what I can come up with. Okay, I want.
You guys are using the picture version. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I can change it. I can change it to something else.
I have it on art version, but let's see what happens when I put it on photo version.
I could do random style, photograph, cinematic, analog film, comic book.
That person is not 18.
Oh my! I'll try comic book version and see what I get with the same exact prompts.
Oh, hey, that'd be fun.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting a little more progress. No nakedness yet, though.
I let the alcohol be my guide on this one. Let's see what happens. Oh, man. Please edit your prompt and try it again.
This is getting interesting.
What happened here? What did I broke Adobe. I broke it. It can't do a comic book rescuing a shrimp princess.
I'm busy. I don't want to talk to you. Okay, there's the comic book version of that same exact prompt.
It finally works, but it's not anything like you would want. Here's the least stupid one.
That's so pretty stupid.
Why did she gotta?
Okay.
Is
that a shrimp necklace?
Yes. Oh boy, this is. I don't think it's gonna work. I really have a lack of faith in this particular one.
We're getting closer. I'm changing it. We lost the Deadpool, but we got the girls.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't do nude.
Oh my Lord! I want to date this girl. Holy crap! No, not the one I posted.
Are her nipples like a heart? She has heart nipples. You see that? Her hearts are like the shape of nipples. I mean, her nipples are the shape of hearts.
Why is that horse so short with a big head, though? On the bottom one.
Did you put midget?
Yeah.
You got a midget horse.
Yeah.
You got Catherine Zeta-Jones on a midget horse.
I thought you looked familiar.
That's yes. It's Catherine Zeta-Jones' face on a midget horse with like some random 20-year-old chick's body.
Let me type that. Catherine Zeta.
Yeah.
Jones on a horse. Because I don't know what she looks like. So.
What?
What does she play in movies? I'm not good with names.
She's been in a lot of them.
Was she Wonder Woman? Because she's starting to look like Wonder Woman in this picture.
Wonder Woman. Well, I mean, you can't. That's racist. Okay.
I mean, the picture that is drawing.
Just say every dark-haired, light-skinned South American woman looks like fucking Wonder Woman.
I'm saying the picture. Here's what it drew me. I still have it in comic book style, but
why did it draw you Wonder Woman on a horse? Like the 1970s
Wonder Woman has never looked like that. Wonder Woman has never looked like that.
That's 1970s fucking Wonder Woman.
What? No. That looks like
I don't know.
Charlie's Angels girl.
Yeah, that's not Catherine Zeta.
This one I specifically asked for Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Well, yeah, but it fucked it up.
Okay.
Hold on. What else was she in?
Maybe I misspelled her name. Yeah, is it in E? Hold on. I typed Catherine without the E at the end. Let me try it with the E. Maybe that makes a difference. No, same chick. Different pictures, though.
She was in a lot of shit.
Hey,
How do you copy? Okay, copy.
All right, gents.
That's probably.
What, she dressed like
yeah.
Han Solo?
No, she was like that's when she was younger, before she got weird and had to play that one chick on that one show. I think this is her from Three Musketeer days.
You mean Zorro?
Okay.
She wasn't in Three Musketeers, was she? She was in Zorro.
That'll work.
Hey, you're like, sure. Absolutely.
I agree. I concur. I think, hey, isn't she married to Michael Douglas?
Keaton? Yeah, Douglas.
Michael Douglas, yeah.
How do you guys know this stuff?
Because it's
common fucking knowledge.
Family. There's a picture of their family. Their family's not really that attractive. They really...
All right, guys. We've been doing this for 30 minutes. Let's go. You guys got any more shit to add?
I think we pretty much covered everything. Like,
yeah, we got our our details out of the way.
Yeah, everybody covered everything.
We got learnings done. We got some learnings out there.
Yeah, I think that I think I know what our T-Rexosaur is going to be our podcast picture of the day.
How to get T-Rexosaur out of fucking Deadpool fucking a midget on the back of a horse.
But that is what I posted is the most likely current rendition of what a T-Rex looks like.
That's brilliant. That completely concurs with today's episode.
Well, then what do you want for the art for today? I'm trying, man.
I literally just told you, Deadpool, fucking a midget on a horse.
I got
we don't have that. We can't do it. We've tried. It didn't work out. We got
better scrub.
We got nude Catherine Zeta-Jones when she was 20, and a shrimp princess, and then
hold on, I got mine coming up. There you go.
We tried that. It didn't work.
Did you see mine?
I'm very disappointed in both your.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna scare people.
Oh,
what the fuck is that? I like it.
Mushroom meatballs.
But it's not Deadpool fucking a midget in the ass on a horse.
I'm afraid.
Come on, guys. I gave you simple fucking instructions.
Well, you do it. You fucking Google it then. I'm afraid to Google it.
Oh, boy.
I'm afraid that if I actually put that into Google, something really fucked up's going to happen.
Like you're going to get an awesome picture, maybe?
No, I'm going to end up on another watch list. I'm already on, like, all of them.
What's one more watch list?
It'll probably be the watch list of the people who, like, they're finally we have somebody that qualifies, and then try to figure out who I am. We've had this watch list for 72 years.
The Marvel anime watch list.
You're the first person that's ever been on this one. I was like, great. Do I get a patch? Sticker?
Yeah, Trailblazer. Logo? I'm a Trailblazer.
Trailblazer patch. I'm telling you. It's either that or the llama unicorn. Or the whatever it was.
I want Trimmy's picture of the two fucking mushroom skeletons eating fucking mushrooms. It's like cannibalism.
I really like the girafficorn. The girafficorn's pretty cute. Baby girafficorn. It's pretty adorable.
You mean a stupid picture? What is a girafficorn with a fucking birthday hat? And a
That's
fucking
its
glitter?
unicorn horn. The girafficorn.
There we go. Nope. Trimmy just had one. It's perfect.
Okay.
There it is.
Let's see. Fine.
Hold on. Let me try one more before we give up, okay? Thank God I have a supercomputer. I can generate.
I mean, she's not a midget yet, but I'll take it.
I had to get rid of the midget prompt in order to make it start giving me a result. Oh my God, this is looking perfect.
Okay,
it's coming.
Nice.
It's coming. It's the cartoon version, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I like cartoons.
Goddamn hentai just fucking ruined America.
There's one more on the way. Oh, wait. The next one might be better. Hold on. I'll go ahead and post this first. I'll post them both. But here's the first one.
Yes! 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 That's it!
That's gonna work. Okay, we'll do that one. I saved it.
And here's the other one just for funsies.
It's not as good as the last one. Yeah, not as good as the last one.
Oh man, it doesn't want to save it as a regular fucking.
I had it created as a JPEG.
No, it created as a PNG.
God damn it! I forgot to change the setting. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. I can fix it. All right, guys, with
Adobe.
That bullshit out the fucking way. We really love our listeners. Thank you for sticking in here towards the end. If you guys would love to support the show, you can do so through Etsy. You can get to there from FAFOCult.etsy.com, buy some super sweet merchandise from there. If you would like to send us some money to help keep the show going, it goes 100% to just paying the monthly rates that we have to pay for everything. That'll be FAFOCult. That'll be at FAFOCult for the Venmo and $, FAFOCult for the CashApp. If you'd like to send us love mail, hate mail, just tell us that the last 30 minutes hurt your head and you want your money back, you can do so through FAFOCult@gmail.com. We love you guys. We appreciate you being around, sticking with us. We've been doing this for well over a year now, guys. You realize that? Well over 2 years. 2 years.
Well over 2 years.
Fuck, it's been a lot of episodes out there, guys. You're welcome to go back and get to them. This one was pretty technologically heavy. It turned out to be a pretty damn good episode. There, except for the last 30 minutes, which was garbage, and you should,
if you're still listening, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of Hail Marys that are going to be required to erase this part from your fucking brain. So, but we love our listeners. Thank you very much. Does anybody have anything nice to say, or you just all like, fuck everybody, go home? But
don't isolate yourself out of fruit. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I've done that. Don't be like me. What do you got, Trimmy?
That's it.
Party on.
Party on, Wayne.
Hey, it works. All right, guys, like I said again, we love our listeners, and we will see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out.
All right, good night.